If your local service ads have been slowing down over time and you're not getting the leads that you used to, well, I may have an explanation and some things for you to try. So let's go.
The Mammoth Plumber podcast. Tyler Williams on the mic. He's dropping marketing gold, making your business spike.
All right, local service ads are the the Google guarantee ads that you see at the top of the search. They're extremely powerful when you can get volume out of them. And there used to be a guarantee that once you got on the platform, you would get volume. It was great in most markets. But now I've noticed through searching online and seeing posts, people going like, man, my LSA has fallen off of a cliff. What's happened? And they don't know. And, they'll try multiple things and it may or may not recover. Sometimes it doesn't recover very fast if it recovers at all. So keep in mind that if you put all your eggs into one basket, you run some risk. I want to say that up top because I've seen people leverage LSA to the point where they built their entire company on it and they have debt and a lot of work that comes out of that platform and they're leveraging their entire health of their company on that one spot for leads. And then what ends up happening is that leads flow goes down and they end up really putting themselves in a tough spot. So I want to see you avoid that by diversifying your marketing. However, if you have seen local service ads slow down, let me first talk about why I think it's happening, and secondly, a couple things that you can do for it. Number one, I think there's more people on the platform. You have to remember, there's only so many searches that happen within a given time, and when you have 50 companies on it instead of 10, it's a huge difference in how Google has to make sure those impressions for that inventory go out. And you also need to remember that this platform is not budget dependent. It is action dependent, first and foremost. Google protects this inventory more than they protect just about any other thing because they know that they need their users to get the best possible business on the line with their best possible inventory at the top of their search. So, and especially if it bears Google's name, it says Google guaranteed, right? So what they're doing is they're measuring performance on the back end. So I think that the slowdown likely has two sort of causes. One of the biggest ones just being there are more people utilizing the platform than ever before. And so your impressions are spread out, which means that you get fewer leads. Is it a bummer? Yes, but it's also just the market stabilizing itself for how many plumbers there are in the market. So now, the second thing is a lot of people jump into this platform. They get a few leads out of it, but they don't realize that they are actually managing those leads wrong. This platform is not like search, where you just handle it all on the back end yourself for the most part. This platform requires you to log into the platform and manage the lead on Google's side. Google wants your feedback. They need your feedback in order to know whether or not you are a legitimate business and they're sending traffic to a good spot. So what you have to do is that, and I recommend you do this daily if you're a one-man shop and you're getting enough leads out of it. And if you have a CSR, absolutely put this on your CSR team. They need to go into the platform and they need to rate the leads. Number one, it used to be that you could dispute them. Google took that away. Now they have their own AI layer, looking at the leads itself. I have some thoughts about that. I don't necessarily like it all the time, but overall, you have a star rating. So you rate that lead good or bad, depending on how it worked for your business. Was it out of your service area? Was it the wrong kind of service? Was it somebody not in need? Right? So you can go ahead and rate those leads according to your own criteria, and then Google will sometimes reimburse you if they agree that, this isn't a good lead. Now, that's why that platform is so powerful on a budget standpoint. But if you never go in and rate the leads, Google doesn't get the feedback that they're looking for from your business in order to trust you enough to send you more. Okay, so let's say you are rating the leads. Okay. You've also got booking the leads. The faster that you can say, this lead hit my schedule, we got this, the better Google feels about your business. So go in there and make sure that if you booked those calls coming from that source, then go into the platform and mark that call booked. The faster you do that, the better. And over time, you might see yourself rising in the ranks. The other thing that you have to do is after the job is done, utilize the review platform built into the LSA interface to send people review requests. And if they leave a review, it'll populate over to your Google business that used to be separate, and I love the fact that they merged them, as a verified review. And that is an awesome thing to have. So the reviews are huge for two reasons. One, Google goes, awesome, they carried this all the way through. We got the info we needed for the booking, the rating. Hopefully you put in some details about who they were, because Google's always hungry for info and data. And then you got the review on the back end. Now, Google goes, this is a good business, which means that their infinite wisdom of algorithm is going to circle back and dovetail back to your business when more people use that platform, comparative to some other business that missed the call, didn't rate their leads, didn't mark them as booked, right? They can trust you more. And this is a platform that you can't get lazy on. You absolutely have to be going in regularly. The faster you are on the speed and the more reviews that you can garner through it, the better off you're going to be in the long run, and Google is going to trust your business more. So let's say you are doing all of those things and you still saw a drop. Well, one of the things I would say that you need to look at next is to go into your settings, mess around with the budget settings a little bit. Sometimes you can shake the leaves loose, and we don't really know exactly why. Google doesn't necessarily tell us, but a lot of times it's going to be looking at your geography and going, okay, do we have our bases covered? Do we have like the cities in there? So start with your cities, then fill in any gaps with zip codes if you can, and try and avoid any overlaps as much as you can. And that might get you in more spots, so that way you at least are available for more impressions than you were originally. Some of you are going to have your entire surface or service area in there just perfect, and there's not going to be many changes you can do in there. Now, the other thing you can do is start, popping into the platform regularly and looking at it and putting in new photos, making sure everything's up to date and things along those lines. One other thing that may have happened with the slowdown is Google is rolling out, like they moved a lot of some plumbing services into kitchen and bath remodel. So if you do remodels, you now have a whole nother category that you need to add to your account. If you have not done that, you should probably go ahead, log in and try and do it. I've got a notice in my email that it's like 45 days before one of our clients will lose the leads that they had on faucet replacement or something along those lines. So go in and make sure, because some of the plumbing services that you normally would want to show up for are now going to be covered underneath kitchen and bath remodel and not underneath plumbing. So they're just moving the categories around a little bit. So you're going to want to go in, even if you don't specialize in kitchen and bath remodels, you still got to go in there and go yeah, but we do those things in order to maintain your business lead flow through it. So those are the main things that I can think of that may have happened, but I'm going to dovetail back to it. The biggest reason is most likely that there's just lots more advertisers and the same amount of people utilizing the platform. I do think that the platform is growing. I do think that the average user probably looks at that platform as a more verified or guaranteed way of doing business. And so if you haven't gotten your business on local service ads, absolutely, I recommend it. You will have to pull some paperwork. You might have to go through and verify your GMB if you haven't, but you should have done that anyway. But there's all sorts of sort of background checks and things like that Google wants you to go through because they protect this so much. But that's also because it is so powerful. If you can really get this platform to sing, it works great. But many of you will only get so much out of it. So last thing, word of caution, like I mentioned before, don't rely solely on one platform to feed the needs of your business. because that platform you don't control. You don't control when competition hits it. You don't control when Google decides to do something, whatever they're going to do. So what I want to make sure you end up doing is taking the money from a platform like LSA or anywhere you might get your leads and utilizing the profit that you make to shore up other areas of your business, diversifying your marketing spend as your company grows so that way you can stand the test of time. Anyway, if you found this useful, if you want to learn more about what I do, go to tylerwilliams.net because I run an agency that helps plumbers and we got services and all those things. But realistically, I hope this video is helpful for you. And if you go to my channel and poke around a little bit, you'll probably find a few more tips that might help you out. You have a good one. Welcome to 2025.
Want to grow your business? Here's the plan. Go to tylerwilliams.net and be the talk of the land. Now let me tell you the epic tale of how Tyler Williams became the marketing man. His story begins when he was just a year-old lad. His mother needed a plumber, but their ads were so bad. The house flooded and sank and Tyler was mad. Swallowed by the earth, into the abyss they fell. He blamed the bad marketing that led them to this hell. At 1 year old, he vowed to the stars above. He harnessed marketing power and did plumbers some love. He's Tyler Williams, the marketing baby. From tragedy he rose to bring plumbers joy. With a vow to the stars and a plan in his hand, he's the one who'll save them, the marketing baby. 10 years later, he set out on a quest to find ancient secrets that would make him the best. He tamed Martha Mammoth and rode the wilderness vast, fighting bland campaigns, leaving them in the past. In a glowing cave with light so bright, he found a dead wizard clutching tablets of might. For 30 long years, he studied those stones, deciphering marketing secrets that shook him to his bones. He's Tyler Williams, the marketing boy, imbued with power, turning pain into joy. With fire in his eyes and stone-carved campaigns, he brings plumbers the truth to ease their pains. 30 years later, he emerged from the cave, riding Mark the Mammoth, a legend so brave. Back to Alaska with tablets in tow, he chiseled new ads ready to make them glow. His campaigns were epic like discovering fire. Plumbers would soar, lifting ever higher. He hit the launch button, the world wasn't prepared. Neighborhoods flooded with jokes as Tyler declared. After 40 long years of learning marketing power, the baby became a boy, the boy became a man. And now Tyler Williams finally became the fabled marketing man. He's Tyler Williams, the marketing man, bringing plumbers out of the Stone Age as fast as he can. With jokes and memes, he blankets the land. Soccer moms swoon, it's all part of the plan. Now Tyler roams the world with boldness and might, crafting campaigns that set everything right. He's bald-bearded with glasses in place, laughs at his jokes but they're never out of place. With a smile and a wink, he launches the show. His ads are dumb but they make plumbers grow. He's the marketing man with campaigns so grand, bringing plumbers out of the Stone Age as he planned.